Welcome back to Tom's Garage again, boys and girls. Yay! Today, I had a guy call me, he's about in tears. This thing is driving him absolutely nuts. Pow, snapper. Quantum engine. He said he replaced the carburetor and spark plug and everything he could imagine. He said this thing wouldn't crank, you'd have to squirt it. It'd crank and die. He was beside himself. So we're going to take a look at it, see what's going on with it. I told him, I said, you still got your old carburetor, right? He said, yeah. I said, well, bring it with you. There's the old carburetor. We'll clean that one if I have to. He said he got one on Amazon. Well, let's find out what's going on with this thing. Let's see. Let's make sure we got fuel in it. We got fuel in it. Let's check the Earl. Shock the Earl. No Earl. What does it have any Earl in it? Dry as a bone. Good grief. The first thing we're going to do is drain whatever might be left in it, then we'll add some fresh. Woo! That's why you always check the Earl. Come around here. Well, nothing. Not even a drop. Good. Well, let's put some Earl in it. Let me grab the jug. Grab the dipstick and a rag. I hope he ain't got this thing hurt, because he ain't got no oil in it. Wow. Boing. Making a mess, Dubby. Well, that's about perfect. Okay. It's right there on the full mark. Yep. Woo! No oil in it. Set this over there. Now we can figure out what it's doing. Now we can proceed. All the way down his choke, you can see the little choke symbol. And look at there. Can y'all tell me what's wrong with this picture? Huh, he put a primer carburetor on there. He don't have no choke. Okay. I believe you. Good Lord. Well, let's find out what happened to his choke mechanism. There's his old carburetor. Yeah, see, there's his choke. He has no choke. That's a primer carburetor. This is a carburetor design where you got that little button. I'm curious to find out what's going on here. What is going on here? There's a little mechanism there. Let me pull the handle back and forth and I love it. Well, that carburetor ain't gonna work. Let's take it off. Come off of there. Get that out of the way. Well, at least he put a gasket on there. Yeah, there's a little hole where you puff the air and it puffs raw gas into it. I could put a primer base on there and it'll work, but let's get that one off. Yeah, he said he was doing that so he replaced the carburetor. Well, may not be the carburetor. Let's see if we got flow coming out of the fuel tank. See if we got some flow. That's too big of a pain. Let me grab my carburetor cleaning. Yay! Yep, got good flow coming through. Oh, this thing's full of water. Oh, Lord. Well, there's your problem. Agua. Lots and lots of agua. We'll just let it drain, whatever's coming out. Let me grab my grab a pipe. Yeah, you can see all the water in it. Full of water. Full of water. Oh, grab my little piece of pipe. Boy, that wind out there is just whooping. It's just whooping up on my poor metal shed out there. Well, while that drains, let's go ahead and get this carburetor off. take this bowl off and see what's in it. Nice clean pan. Now we'll see what comes out of this carburetor. Metric carburetor. Take that half off there and put a 13 on there. Little water bubbles. Little watery bubbles. Yeah, there's specks of water all in it. Well, maybe that's a problem. Yeah, you can see right here, you've got a big old glob of water right there. Move around a little bit, you can see it. Right there. Right there. So we'll pour this into here. Let that separate for a few minutes. Wow. That's pure water right there. Pure water. Pure water now, pure water later. I'm gonna take that fuel tank off because we gotta get that thing dried out. I want to check this. Well, that bolt right there is a little bit loose. I want to check his intake too. Let's do that. I want to check his intake tube. This bolt right here is a little bit loose. See, it's letting that whole thing move. Let's do that. Gotta properly clean that tank. So we gotta take it off. I'll just drop that screw somewhere. That one was cross-threaded. Where'd that other screw go I just dropped? There it is. Let's take it over here and blow it out real good with the air hose. Water. Yeah, he told me, he said, Tom, I put fresh fuel and everything in it, but he didn't realize he put it on top of this water. Whew. Yeah, you can see the water right there on the bottom. We'll let that continue to separate. All right. And of course the main jet gasket's broke. Make sure that's clean. We'll use the gasket off his new carburetor. All right. I want to pull that. Oh, something just hit the floor. I'm going to pull this cover off. I want to check his intake. I do. Missing a, no, he's not missing the ball. There it is. Yeah. Oh, got too much stuff on the table. Yep. Look there. My goodness. Lucy, Lucy. Yep. Loose intake manifold. I'm glad I heard that one guy in screaming, check the intake tube, dog, check it. I'm glad I took your advice, because that thing was loose. Okay, now let's put it back together. Get in the hole. Right. The two longer ones will go in the front. Two shorter ones go in the back. In the back. Raw. Easy, 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 easy. All right. Yep, don't lose that little spacer. It goes between the fuel tank and the block. All right. Before I hook this back up to the carburetor, I'm going to pour some gas in here and just kind of let it drain back out. Put the dipstick back on, boy. All right, make sure you get that on there, and then run the bolt through there. Get the old bolt started by hand. Give my socket back. Put the screws back in it. That one he had cross-threaded. All right. Now let's put his carburetor back on there. Yeah. Put his old carburetor back on there so he has a choke. All right. Put a little gas in it, let it drain back out. Make sure everything's out of the tank. I ain't gonna put much in it. I just want to rinse the bottom out a little bit. This thing here's kind of light enough to pick up now. Ooh, the sun's coming back out. I didn't clean that pan, so it might have had a little residual water in it already. Residual. Whew, my back. Ooh. All right, I'm happy with that. Now, when you push it down to choke it, push the handle down up here. Well, I don't have the thing back up yet. Let's get that hook back up. Well, we gotta put the fuel line back on first. One thing at a time, boy. But anyway, when you choke it, it'll acting funny. That ain't on there right. Let me grab my needle nose. Something's kind of bent a little bit. It ain't choking properly. Looks like that might be bent. There it is. Still acting funny. Bend it back in a little bit. We'll see about that. We will see about that. All right, we'll put the backing plate back on there and give it a try. Put the screws back in it. Back in it. Go ahead and put some fuel in it. That way it'll be filling up the bowl. That way we can check, make sure it ain't leaking. You know how these carburetors love to leak. All right, let me set this gas can out of the way. What do I do with the gas cap? There it is. All right. She ain't choking. So what we got to do is we got to pull this cable back. Make sure the governor is still hooked up good. All right. Put it down on the choke, pull the cable back. There we go, right there. Pow. Now the choke's working. There we go. All right. Spark plug wire, the oil in it. Well, the only thing we can do now is see if it'll crank. Let's clear the table off. Put this new carburetor back in this box. All right, do we have anything laying on the table at all? I don't want to get hit with a 100-mile-an-hour socket. All right, let's let her down and see what we got. Okay, we're on choke. We should have fuel in the bowl. Hey y'all! Well, there you go. That feller's gonna be happy. He kept telling me he's not no mechanic. It's not my specialty, Tom. You gotta help me. Well, we got it. First pull. All right. Now let's finish putting it back together. He put a new spark plug and everything in it. Okay, get the cover. Screws that goes with the cover. Pull over here so I can reach it. I'm glad this thing wasn't cranking and running for him because he didn't have any oil in it. That's probably what saved him. You gotta save the old snappers. Snappy push mowers. Well, there you go. There you go, boys and girls. Thanks for watching another Tom video. Saved another snappy. Take it out there and give it a good cleaning. All that schmutz. Throw this in the trash can. Oh, well, all right, y'all. Be good to each other. Love y'all. Holler if you need me and all that good stuff. And take your vegetables and eat your vitamins. And get a heart scan sometime, too. I just have my heart scanned. And they found it. Surprised me. Love y'all. Golly, man, we will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good. Please be good.